What's up guys? Today we are coming back at you with a brand new video on the DRZ400 Supermoto. Awesome bike. And as you can see by the title of the video, we're going to be talking about why you might not want a DRZ400. Now me personally, I love this bike, but there's one big reason that a lot of people won't want this bike. And that's what we're going to be going over. But it's really just the one reason. Like, it's all the other pros and one con that I could really think of with this bike. So without further ado, let's get into it. So if you're going to be doing a lot of highway riding, then you might want to get a bike that has an overdrive or a 6th gear. So really, I don't like going more than an exit or two on the highway, since the cruising speed on this bike isn't really fast enough for it. It doesn't feel safe when you're getting passed by everyone. And if you don't want to be getting passed by everyone, you're going to be over-revving it. So, as you can see just then, oh, nice little overview. But as you can see just then, our nice cruising speed was about 55 to 60. That's like as high as I really want to keep it for revs when you're like just on a road like this and you're not like getting on it, you know? Like obviously when you're getting on it, you're going to be going faster, but you're not holding it. And it feels like you're over revving it way too much if you're going like any faster than 65. So that's really the only issue I can see people having with this bike, is that they want to do more highway riding. But it's just not a highway bike. You could do smaller sprockets, but then you don't have the torque. It's like you might as well buy an adventure bike. The only like real fix I've seen people do is when they swap out the gearbox. I don't actually know what ones they use, but they swap it out for a 6-speed one. So you could just be lugging it on the highway at 75, 70 and be chilling. But with that part out of the way now, let's show you why people love this bike, the DRZ400 Supermoto. It's got that torque, it's got that reliability. It ain't cheap, but it ain't as expensive either. So it's obviously a wonderful bike. It's just the highway aspect that you have to watch out for. If you want to do all highway rides, it ain't for you. Yeah, and the gearbox isn't a personal complaint of mine. That's just a complaint I could think of that people might have for this bike. So if you are a rider who thinks you're going to be doing mostly highway rides, then this might not be the bike for you. You might want to look at the Huskies. They got the overdrive. You're going to be spending a lot more, but you got that 6th gear. I believe the KTM 500 has it too, if you just want something stock that has it. But why are you bringing the bike on the dirt bike? Why are you bringing the dirt bike on the highway anyway? It should only be for an exit or two, really, to get to where you want to go. And yeah, I think that's really it on the negative. Let's think positives here. Cheapest bike, cheapest supermoto on the market. If it ain't broke, don't fix it mentality. They haven't touched the fucking thing in like 20 years. Still got that headlight from the 90s. Yeah, reliable, cheap. It's not a bike that is making the most power in its class. It doesn't weigh the least in its class, but it's the cheapest in its class and the most reliable in its class. And that's why everyone loves it so much. Because people get caught up in the numbers. You go, oh, I want the 500, I want the 700, but with that comes all the wrenching too. I don't actually know much about those. The one I do know about is the WR450, which obviously a lot more power. You got a motocross bike compared to this is more built to be the supermoto reliable side. But with the WR450, you're going to be wrenching on that thing way more than you are on this, which is why this is the people's choice. And so if you could get over that highway fact, then there's nothing wrong with this bike at all. It's perfect. Maybe you want to put a better headlight on it. That's really all I can think of. I love this thing, and so does every other person I know that's owned one. So I think we're gonna hit some wheelies, but that's really it. I just wanted to show the highway cruising.